is a really different style of Whale's Tales. This is Dean's Network State reviewing new cool dApps on the Solana ecosystem. This is our feedback bonanza week, where we're going to check popular or not so popular, maybe just because they're very new or soon to become very popular platforms, dApps, and builds in the Solana world. So welcome everybody. We have some exceptional citizens from the DAO. Everybody's a power user here. Everybody has survived various market cycles, pumps and dumps, rugs and wins. So I'm very excited to have everyone here. These are people that we've continuously worked throughout the years, judging hackathon submissions, creating Legend, come on, mute your mic, bro. The police is coming to pick you up and we are like, we have to hear it. So yeah, these are all people that I've worked with extensively throughout the years. We've worked in hackathon judging. We've worked on the accelerator side of things. We've advised projects in the past 2 years that I have either been successful or not, doesn't matter. But we've also had a really good time. And today we're going to look at MemeRoyale. MemeRoyale was one of the projects that presented in Island DAO. I think this is a huge alpha for anybody who watches this session. I see MemeRoyale as the #1 competitor of Pump.fun, and I think it's an amazing idea. So without further ado, let me just give a quick description before we go to feedback, because we have a bunch of people here that played with the platform for a couple of hours and they're going to be ready to share their feedback. I'm also going to remove these silly glasses because, yeah, fake real Solana glasses. So MemeRoyale is a shitcoin factory. It resembles what you know from Pump.fun, where it's a closed ecosystem with lots of coins that you can very easily, with 2 clicks and very few cents, a fraction of a dollar, you can create a coin. And you can have this coin trade immediately. You instantly have liquidity. It is minted on a bonding curve, meaning if you start early, you get more coins, and the price pumps accordingly. What's different from our very little time on the platform that is evidently different from Pump.fun is that in this arena you can raid other coins, and if your coin pumps more than the opponent's coin, then you eat his market cap, you eat their market cap, you eat their liquidity, and it solves this issue with small chunks of liquidity remaining within forgotten dead coins. So it promotes efficiency, market efficiency, and it doesn't allow this waste of liquidity to happen. So I think it's an amazing solution to a real problem in the general shitcoin markets. So let's play around. I want to invite Legend, mega power user here. I will be sharing his report because he made the report for us. And if you want, Legend, please walk us a little bit through the issues you found when you were when on the first time you actually visited the platform. What was not working for you? And we'll slowly move this feedback session into creating coins, into raiding coins, and then talking about the outcome. So your floor is yours, Legend.
You're still muted, homie.
Legend, you're still muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Like loud and clear, or just okay?
Loud and clear, sir.
You're good.
Okay, so I'll move on. So what I found is more like suggestions is what I would like to see on the platform than more bug reports. Of course, I have bug reports as well, but I can speak about both. So from my report, we can start from the beginning, like it's the general land page. So this is where users are gonna land, right? So from my previous experience, like using, every shitcoiner's dream platform, like I know everybody here use Photon or Bullx or any Telegram bot or a deck screener to wave into shitcoins or meme coins, right? So I think if users are gonna land on the main page, I think they want to see some more actions or more something to create the token, right? Because pop.fun gets like 12k tokens created every day. So users need a quick way to create a token, and I think from the main screen you can, these are just suggestions from mine, like you can see 3 tabs: discover and coins and rates. So I think this is something we can see and should be able to see, like live tokens. Like you should be able to see if just from the main screen the tokens that are live, the tokens are on discovery, like graduating, maybe the tokens have been created, and tokens that are on rates. So that's just a suggestions on the main page. So because users like to see like live impact, so that's maybe something with more impact that could give the platform. On the bug reporting, there's not much. I mentioned the discovery link button above is not working, but maybe it's intended, or it's of course in alpha. Another bug reporting was in the by the connect where you connect the wallet, so in the little icon, which I assume the description on the how active battle proposals it's not finished, it's not working. You see the usual RAM and designer stuff. And to another general impression feedback below, yeah, you see step 1, step 2, and step 3, right? So these are like 3 simple steps everyone can do, right? The thing is, like people don't read. People on crypto, they just don't read. Like nobody likes to read. They just visualize and do it. So my suggestion here was like, if you're gonna put steps 1, 2, 3, you need. I assume you need to put some visual steps, like how an image of someone clicking. For step 2, you put another image of raiding, like a button to raid, and people seeing otherwise liquidity. And image 3 could be like when the token is about to graduate, some type of video or image like graduating. So aside from the text, should be a visual explanation, like an image or video. So that will be give another impact to the main page. Aside from that, is just your general like connection to a wallet. You connect to a wallet, you agree to the terms on service, and you get to the main page. And the main page is what I previously explained. Like you're gonna get the coins, you get the raids, and just some bugs. One bug is on the user interface on the coins. You can see like 2 little icons. Not that there was more the feedback below. Yeah, this is a little bug. I assume this is for filtering or display the layout. I assume it's still in alpha, still in closed beta, so I assume it's going to give a purpose. On the feedback below, it's just simple bug where when you filter coins by the rating, it just doesn't go on top. It gets stuck on middle of the leaderboard. The feedback below is about the suggestions. So you normally see the coins when created, you can see the market cap and you can see like it's displayed on Sol, right? But most people, they like to see the market cap displayed on the on USD value. Like a bonk is 1 billion. Like nobody, I assume nobody uses, okay, bonk is what, 69,000 Sol, right? So USD value is always a must that every platform must have for displaying values on market cap or different values overall. And on the feedback below, it's already feedback on the creation of the token, where users are getting to create their own token. So I think it's missing a lot of things. One essential part is the Telegram link, which is George feedback, George Kuru, which is with us in a call mentioned in the before. But every shitcoiner, it's always a Telegram group. So having a Telegram group available, it's essential. And it's not a real shitcoin if it doesn't have a Telegram group. And yeah, it's. I also mentioned below when you buy the token, that the developer buy the token. There should be an outline for
before we
the.
go there, Legend, should we
Yeah.
also like go through the token creation, create a token altogether, and maybe if someone else has noted any bugs or any difficulties on the coin creation process, can chip in, and then we can go to the bugs that we see while we are trading the tokens. So I will invite everybody to create tokens on the platform now, gather your thoughts, and let's talk about the issues that we were seeing. I'll be sharing my screen. And Legend, if you can, if you see something while I'm doing the creating the coin that is on your feedback sheet, please interrupt me. But anybody, feel free to interrupt me and showcase your difficulties when you're creating a coin.
So a couple things that I noticed. I hadn't swapped my wallet to DevNet yet, and so I was being shown my DevNet balance anyway, and the transactions were failing. But what I was being shown when the transaction failed was the same, uh, the success modal. Like I had created the token. I took a screenshot of it. I don't really need to share it, but you get the idea. It obviously failed because I was not on mainnet to or on DevNet to approve the transaction, but the uh, I think the UI, uh, it could do that with or with like, I guess it's something I could test right now, is initiating creating a token from an account that say doesn't have the balance to sign for it, to see if the transaction fails, but it still says I got the you created blank token, whatever success message. And since it had failed because I was on mainnet, I think that should not be displayed. And similarly, with the, I guess this is more raid related, but it's kind of similarly. I think the modal might be calling mainnet versus devnet. The when you rug, when you successfully rug after a raid, um, the quote being displayed is zero soul no matter what either token market cap was, and I think that's probably because uh, the value of those on mainnet is zero. So either way, I know that we're just experimenting on DevNet, but it would be pretty cool to uh, have this value that's being displayed when it says blank won the raid again, won the raid and rugged blank for blank. The last value should be called from DevNet just so that we can kind of see how that happens, and when you successfully rug and go to the next screen to see your token that won the raid. The raid's one doesn't update. It still hasn't. This raid was won a little over an hour ago, and it looks like in the UI it still shows a hyphen indicating no raids won. So again, that those all could be related to each UI element is calling mainnet instead of devnet because we're experimenting here on devnet. So all of the impact that our activities are having aren't really being displayed because we're just looking at mainnet values, which are all zero. So not super important, especially since all those errors went away when I swapped to DevNet and the transactions were settling. But I just had a feeling, without having tested it, that if you were to fail a transaction for another reason on creating a token, that you may still get the successfully created a token message, which should probably be.
That's correct. If I may interrupt, that's indeed correct. Which I was the owner of the token on DevNet normal. When I wanted to stake for the raid, it was indeed giving me the screen that is stake, but it didn't actually because it was a failed transaction from the start. But on this screen, Chris, you're showing there's two small things. One is the token name. If you take it away, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it shows it with a dollar sign as the placeholder. Maybe it can be removed because people tend to put whatever it's there. So if you write your token name with $, you will get double $signs. That's a small thing. Second one is when you go onto buy screen, if you put 0.1, 0.2, and you want to change it to 0.5, you click into the field. When you delete, it deleted everything on my buy screen. So maybe that's one other thing. That's it from for this part.
I have some stuff on this screen as well. Is that okay? Cool. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that if you know the context of whatever it is, pumped up fun, for me, I was confused about what buy was. As in it wasn't entirely clear that like I was creating a meme coin, so why was I also buying it? And then I think that it doesn't say that there's a 1% fee as well. I think that's important to include. And
Very
then
important.
very important. And then the button. I mean, just for me, it was like the buttons as well. They're just like, again, it was just the whole thing was. I was like, they're just like numbers floating. They're not obviously buttons. Again, I know these things from context because I've done a lot of these, played around with a lot of these sites, but it might not be intuitively obvious. I think those are my main points.
I totally agree. Like a slider here on percentages, we are way more used on that, on dealing with a percentage of your balance. So total balance, 100%, 50%, 25%. It makes more sense. And another thing that maybe this buy is, as you said, not very explanatory. Like maybe someone would wonder, will my coin have any liquidity? Do I need to do something to connect it with an open book market? Do I need to, like, someone like coming from any other ecosystem, someone coming from not pump.fun, but any other classical way of creating a token that needs a bunch of extra steps. So maybe adding a button that adds all these concepts together, like and just showcasing the strengths of the platform at the same time. So like saying like a button which says buy, deposit liquidity, and pump your token, like something that, and again, it has a large explanatory field underneath if you hover over, or at least something like that. That's how I would think about it. And I'm not sure that I know that there is a limit, a character limit here, because I made a quite long manifesto for the previous coin I made, and I hit a wall. So I would like this. I would like to know that there is a character limit on that, which makes sense to have a character limit. And as Henry said, very, very important to have the percentage, the fee. Is I think it goes a long way. Baba, yes.
Just wanted to add for this page as well, based off what Henry said.
You sound weird on my side. Is everything okay for everybody else?
Yeah, his mic is hurting. See, you can just
your mic unplug and replug, sir.
Can I very quickly chip in while Baba is fixing his mic?
Yes. Let's. Yeah.
I find the process very straightforward and I like it. I think this is the way it should be, exactly the way. Maybe the only thing I would change is that I would have like a button that when I would hover, an information button, that when I would hover my mouse, maybe it would say that, this is for you to buy your allocation, and your allocation will be showcased as the creator's allocation. Maybe this explanation only, but I find it very, very straightforward, and I think that this is the way it should be.
Like in a perfect world, in my mind, you'll have like the ability to configure your bonding curve. You will understand exactly how far you're going to travel on the bonding curve with the amount of sol you're buying in. I need more information to understand what kind of impact my 2 Solana will have on the initial minting of the coin. That's what I would like to see.
I think that regarding the bonding curve, and I strongly disagree that it should be customizable. Strongly disagree because bad actors will be able to lure a lot of liquidity in their pockets, make it very steep. So they buy first, and it's an alpha wallet that creates the token, so everybody snipes it and they rag them. So I think that it's great, like it is. It works. It's an existing model that a monopoly currently holds. I think it's great. Understand it.
Pump.fun shows you where you
Love
are
it.
traveling on the bonding curve.
Yes, but you can't configure.
Yeah, okay. Configuring is one. I did not give you any arguments against your what you said. I think you are correct. But on needing more information on what the impact of my Solana is going to do to this newly minted coin, would be welcome. Baba, sorry for interrupting.
I agree.
Is my mic better now? Yeah. So basically, that I think you guys described that when you're putting the initial liquidity, that to show how many tokens you're getting back, because that's something that you can first view before confirming the transaction on your wallet. It'd be cool to see it beforehand so you know exactly. Also, what Henry said, I want to add that the numbers there, the floating numbers, since there's a purple theme going on, it'd be cool that when you're hovering over them, maybe they turn purple. And also, if you're to choose your initial liquidity to be one of the following, so either 0.11, 5, 10, or max, for when you click it, for it to highlight the specific box. And maybe if you were then to manually edit the what you're going to input, say it's I first select 10 sol, but then I want to change it to 11, it then on highlights it, and it goes with 11. But definitely to make it a bit more clear for the numbers, but this is minor stuff. Other than that, yeah, the explanation on the impact of your initial liquidity, I think, is massive. But again, a very straightforward process, which is really cool to see.
Shall we go to the next screen? Shall we create the coin?
Ship it.
I accidentally got 11 sol worth of that coin. I did not intend to buy so much, despite that being dev sol. Yeah.
I realized while setting up a few coins in a row
Get the
that
cabal together and start pumping. I think that's fun. I hope that these messages change every time you create a coin. It's get the cabal. I don't know. Call Warren Buffett or liquidate your. I don't know, Florida house. You can find some cool things. You can make it memeish, but I think changing these messages is going to go a long way.
something about in relation to you accidentally using 11 sol to start that coin. I made a few coins in a row and I realized that although it has a higher market cap, the moment you ship it, you have a really fat developer portion, and it's less attractive to the people who are going to come across it. Like if a meme coin's really going to take off, and you'd be better off shipping it with 0.1 sol, so that the second person to buy it can drop 1 or 2 sol on it and actually immediately be holding more than the dev. I just thought that was a interesting feature, or kind of cool way to. There's a bunch of different ways to obviously decide how you want to do your meme coin tokenomics, but seeing the immediate impact was pretty cool. I bought 1 sol worth from 3 different wallets, and the percentage dropping is very visually apparent, which is a nice representation of how the bonding curve works.
Immediately on the screen, we can see that this looks out of place here. Obviously, this should be fixed. Everything should be seen. Immediately, I cannot find the description I wrote that cats will rule the world. I think this is extremely important for my coin. and for anybody to be onboarded on my coin. Any immediate issues with that, dear reviewers? Please go ahead and buy the coin, interact with the coin. Let's see the the chart change.
I haven't seen any of my token descriptions come up either. I'm not sure where that's displayed, but I did look for it in hopes to see
And,
it. There, you try to make it mean.
I can also like immediately recognize that the graphing and whatever is used for these charts is not really complete. Like you can only see 1 minute charts. You cannot really change much, just the classic 1 minute candles. When it comes to trade, I see the trades here. Now, who are these people? Can I see these moves? Someone bought 1 Solana. Where do I see this? I see it on chain. Okay.
Could I add something for the screen?
Of course, please go ahead.
So now, since you're on the trades thing, I think a slightly better formatting of the trades table would be nice. Align the titles with, or center them at least with the values. Also, maybe some more distinction between everything. This is not very readable, so maybe separating each transaction slightly might help. Another thing there with the bonding curve progress, I mean, it has the kind of like the same text box for all the coins. Maybe it's not necessary, it takes too much space, and I mean, I assume the number of tokens is dynamic, but maybe if you put like an information button next to the bar, the progress bar, which would display at a pop-up this information, it might save a lot of space, since it's a redundant message for all the coins. Other than that, I had something on the chat functionality, the chat option. So there again, pretty small stuff, but I think it goes a long way. So how it's now the chat, and that's I think the same for the raid and everything. It puts the latest message at the bottom. I don't know how intuitive that is. I for all the chats at least that I've used, the latest message at the top, and it just scrolls down with all the additions. So maybe that's again a bit more intuitive. Also the box, so you can drag the box, the size of it, and I mean you can make it really big, but also if you pull it all the way up, completely up, it has like the UI breaks a bit. So maybe having like a fixed length or starting minimum size of the chat box, and maybe it auto expands based on how much one writes. Kind of standardizes it, and then you don't have the UI. You can pull it all the way down, and it just becomes a bit more messy like that. Initially, that
on the information screen here on the top right, like to me, I really do not understand how we have 16.3 SOL liquidity. I just don't get it. I don't understand how we have like
I just bought a bunch. Did I actually share my screen to show an error I'm running into?
Yes, let me close mine. Share your screen, Tani.
Okay, so let's see if I can get the right one up. Okay, so this is I bought like 5 SOL from 3 different wallets. That's why I went up really quick. And then I went back to my first wallet, which had far more tokens than the next two, and I was just going to dump to see what happened, and I'm not able to any amount. It wasn't allowing me to create the transaction. So let me see if it's coming up. Yeah, are you able to see the modal? No. There's no simulation occurring. There's a problem estimating the fee for the transaction, so it may fail. This is occurring on dump as well, as now I'm not even able to buy another like I was just gonna like see what happened, you know, if there was something going on with the RPC or whatever. But now, with the wallet that I have, you know, 500,000 of this in, I'm unable to buy or sell. And I wonder if it's just because, yeah, no balance
So
changes.
you have tokens and you cannot sell them, eh?
Yeah, or buy more. But I may have jammed something up buying 5 SOL from 3 different wallets, and
This is
I'm
all of
selling
us.
some as we speak. No, I get an error. The moment I try to sell, I'll show you that. Please close your screen. I'll show the error.
okay.
Yeah, I think we all run into this now, but this is unusual. I never ran into this when we were doing original testing.
Yeah, this may be because of we slammed into it really hard, and there may have been a misquote, and someone got the wrong amount of tokens, and something's, you know, fetching a wrong value somewhere. But it feels like an RPC related issue. Some of these pages, like, it works better if you refresh it a couple times. Like the metadata for the token won't come up, so the quote won't fetch. And if you just hit refresh, all that data will come up, and then the transaction will settle. So it's sort of dependent on the UI.
Also, here the numbers, my balance, the number of Meow I already have in my wallet, and what I'm about to receive from this trade, I think they should be in a different, but they should be shown in a very different way. The to receive part is extremely important, and here is the error. This is the error when I'm trying to sell. I don't know if you guys can sell. I cannot sell it.
Oh,
so
is it because did we hit the cap? Is 160 the highest it can get to, or is that?
Yeah, we hit
that
one.
like a special
we
number?
graduated now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what happened. So we're out of the platform.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Which
that
means
explains
none
it,
of the trades will settle, and this would theoretically be moved over to open book or however.
Radium, from what it
Radium,
says.
yeah. Okay.
At least we
We're
should
good.
have gotten a message.
Should we try it again with a smaller cap and do less than 5 SOL each?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
do 1 SOL maximum. Someone else create a coin. Someone else share your screen and. Who wants to do it?
While
Here you go.
while you're minting the new token, I wanted to highlight that like Pump Fun has a weakness. It's too degen. You can't launch like a serious long-term project from Pump Fun because you have to buy all of the supply, and your wallets are marked, and the community sees that as a red flag because why is the dev holding like 30% and nobody will buy into your coin? So what if you had a token launcher like MemeRoyale, but you had the option to reserve a certain percentage of the supply, but that percentage has to be locked into Streamflow for 6 months minimum. Like the lockup period is a big lockup period, like at least a month or 2 months or 3 months. And when the vesting ends, it immediately gets sent into governance. So the community has control over the supply. It's not the devs, so like the team cannot dump it. It's all automated. You don't need a council for it. You just create like a DAO on Realms, set a low proposal threshold, and when the vesting period ends, you can just vote the tokens out and function as a DAO, as a community. What do you think about that?
It's a good proposal. Let the dev team think about it. It's a complicated one. I mean, you need to really be into governance to know these things. I don't expect everybody to do, but I think knowing governance SPL governance and what the abilities of Realms, the Realms program is, I like it as an idea. But this is a shitcoin factory. That's my only issue.
Yes,
Let's not argue on that.
I
Let's focus a little bit more on the coin creation side of things and on the issues we have here, because we really need to get into the raiding part, which is the most important feature of the platform. So everybody in the chat, go buy a little bit of mock meme.
I while we're doing that, I have another comment to make on the raid option, but from this this view. So if you go, I don't know whose screen who is sharing.
Do you want to share your screen and show us exactly what you have in mind?
I can stop sharing, or I can go to it. What were you gonna look at?
No, just it's where, so in the raid option next to dump. So here, I don't know exactly, how it fetches the projects, but it clearly doesn't have all of them.
It's
right?
just the ones you're
So-
holding, I think, that show up here. If I'm not
Uh,
mistaken, you have all
I
these.
think
It's
these
server
are
holdings.
closer market cap coins.
I
Yeah,
see.
is both
It's
of
supposed
those
to be
things.
market cap
It
and
has
then
to be
also the ones you hold.
exactly, yeah, market cap thing.
So what I
That-
would think is this should normalize market caps. So this should kind of take both coins and put them in a closed environment and adjust their market caps together with the coin prices to make it 100% fair. I know from the presentation in Island DAO that this is intended. This is how the program should work. Actually normalize market caps and allow them to clash. But I don't see it here, or maybe it's not clear to me.
I mean, it'd be good in that section to have some information on that as to which coins appear. And also, it has you can scroll through them, but what if there are many? Maybe you want an option to search them. But again, how do you know which ones you're going to search? Because you can't know out of all the created coins which ones are close to your market cap, since that's how they're fetched. So maybe more information on that section would be good for how to choose a fighter and why the ones displayed are the ones displayed. I mean, I just want now, since you just transitioned to this screen, very small comment, but I think it's important to note that. So in this screen, if you're on if you've selected all, if you've clicked on the all part to display the coin. So here, if you hover over any coin, you can click in on it and it's gonna open the tab where you can trade it, right? But if you go back to this one, that tab, and click on either new rect or launched, you can't. It doesn't allow you to interact with the coins. And if it were the rect ones to see, right? So it'd be cool to, if that's the way to filter through coins, I think you should be able to directly interact with them
I
from
think
their
I
respective
love
view.
Why that's happening for the same reason. If you hover on a page long enough, like if you refresh it and you stay on one of these tabs long enough, if you wait a minute or so and go to another tab, sometimes it won't load them because perhaps the prices have changed and now like the values aren't being displayed. I think it's like all being cached when the page is loaded, and it would make more sense to refetch those values. Like here, it happened again. Wait, no, did it? I was going to say, I thought it happened again, where you when you navigate between these tabs, none of the metadata is being fetched and none of the prices are being shown. And my assumption was that was just occurring because the data is being fetched right when you load the page. Similarly, like when you come back to this page, you are no longer able to navigate. I think that might be related because if the metadata hasn't loaded, then the link is not active or something like that.
Another thing that needs to have a little bit more consistency, as we said, is that graduation market cap. Like on the top of the screen that you are scrolling now, it has it in dollar amount. While inside the coin, you have it in Solana amount. So you have it 160 Sol market cap. This is extremely confusing, especially when the price of Sol is fluctuating. One day you need 160 Sol, the other day you need 130, the next day you need 200. I think putting it in dollars and just doing everything in dollars is optimal.
I totally agree.
And from what
That
I
should
see,
be
it's clear that we can all sell, and I see it fluctuating. It's going well. Any comments on these processes? Like we already discussed that there is not enough information on the top, on the market cap, on the liquidity. Obviously, it needs a profile creation where you can have a profile picture on the creator, have it connected with your social. These are low-hanging fruits. We're not going to talk about light mode and video tutorials that these are like really easy recommendations, but certainly more information. Shall we go on the raiding part of things? Anybody wants to add anything on this screen, on the creation screen? I think we've covered a lot of details. All right, we have a coin with about 30.5 Solana market cap. And let's try to raid some 38.4. So if you don't refresh, the page does not automatically refresh. Okay, for me it was stuck at 30. Doesn't matter. Let's raid. Let's go again from the process. So when you raid, are there any criteria that the coin needs to fulfill? How many people do I need to poke and get them on my side to actually start the raid?
It looks like you could kind of put a pretty good move on yourself just by having multiple wallets. I think the only requirement is that when you go to do the raid that you're holding the token that you're looking at.
I mean, multiple wallets, man. That's something that you can do in any. Like you can create a multi-sig wallet with multiple wallets and pretend you're playing some theater. No, but the idea is like how many multiple wallets do I need? How many cousins do I need to initiate a raid? Are there any criteria, any prerequisites for me to start a raid?
You have more than enough tokens. Like you can start this whole raid by yourself, which I think was also a little bit confusing to me. Like you can put in all 289,000 yourself, and you're instantly the raid will instantly go through. But you'll go through into the proposal, and then you'll get stuck in the proposal. So now you've already staked all your tokens, and it's got 100%, but you can't exit this page to go to the raid.
Oh, this is actually an interesting place where I was getting a bug. This value that comes up is kind of arbitrary, and it's the same whether or not you hit half or max. It's not dissimilar to what this value was when this number was like 1.5 million. So I don't think it's necessarily correlative to the token that you're looking at. So not sure exactly what.
Is there a chance that we're all looking at this from the wrong angle? Meaning, you go to the token that you want to raid and click raid. It's not that you are holding this token and then you are looking. So what happens is, I want to go to a coin I hold no coins and raid it with a token that I already hold coins, with a project I already hold coins. So like maybe the tab raid is to raid that token, that community.
We had a little bit of a discussion about this. I kind of don't think it matters which one you want to win, because it's just going to show them on the left and right of this UI. And if you're holding both, you can dump on one side.
No, but I'm not holding both.
Huh?
I'm not holding both. I want to pick a coin, which I obviously don't. I'm not interested in investing.
Yeah, no. I've now participated in some battles between tokens that I was holding and tokens that I wasn't holding. I was.
Can you please raid a token that you do not hold any coins?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just have to hold one. You have to hold one of the two tokens.
Yeah, of course. Now choose which weapon you're gonna use to kill this roof community. I assume these are your weapons there. You have
Yeah.
roof, and you have. So we were looking at that. This screen is confusing because you're trading a token, you're trading it, you're selling, you're buying, you're pumping, you're dumping, and then you have a third tab, raid, and then you think this is the tab you're going to pick your enemy, but no, that's the tab you're picking the guy who's representing you.
It's
Not the enemy.
It's psychological. I don't think like that's what I'm trying to say. What it doesn't matter which one you want to win. You're only picking the two sides, and so it doesn't matter what UI you're looking at, what token you're looking at. The raid button means I'm pitting these two tokens together. You need to be holding one of those two tokens, and so when you go to hit the raid button, you're selecting the two fighters, regardless of which one you want to win or which tokens you are holding. The raid button just pits them together, and then the market.
I think you are wrong, but Henry, I think you have a good point
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah, so when you hit first, you're gonna have to stake those tokens. So whatever your fighter is, you're gonna have to stake tokens in that. So that's the difference. So you're not gonna be staking, I don't know what coin this is that you're actually gonna raid, but you're not gonna stake those tokens, but you are gonna stake your first token. And those are the first tokens, and you're gonna lose those if the raid fails. So that's, I guess, the difference. If you wanted to, you could start it with like one token maybe.
I see. So raid means attack, not raid with. So the third button means you are attacking this token. So you are raiding it. So the word raid does make more sense. I actually had
it does, yeah.
Yeah, so it's confusing. I think one of the most valuable takeaways from this whole part of the conversation on the raiding is we all had this confused. We all thought that we were picking an enemy while we were picking our representative, our fighter. Yeah. Very good outcome. So let's raid the coin that you do not.
Well, before we move on, I'd like to quickly add something. So earlier on, before this stream, I created a token and I just went to my portfolio now and I discovered I've been raided and I have to convert all my tokens to the token that raided mine. So would it be possible to have like a notification that like gives me an alert in case I'm being attacked? I mean, where's the fun in like raiding if you can't, perform like a defensive or a quick like response system? So probably good notification system that can prioritize, alerting users immediately so they can like respond, and there's more fun that way and there's more battle, and unlike it's more like an ambush than it's a raid, and or it's you don't, if you don't see it coming and if you don't have any ability to respond at all, the raiding concept just feels one-sided kind of. So yeah.
I totally agree. I expected to have at least a minimum buffer time where you cannot attack someone in the next 10 minutes, in the next 20 minutes, half an hour. They need to see it. Otherwise, the raid should not start. Someone with X amount of tokens should see it before the raid starts, or at least have a very long period of waiting. The fact that I also checked my portfolio after what you just said, scientist, I also see that half of my coins have been raided and the other half have not. Very, very interesting. We need to have a notification system. We need to have an alert, maybe an automated tweet that tags you if you are no owner of a coin. Works as promo, maybe works as a way to get people's attention.
I tested the notifications on the bell button on your screen. You can see it's powered by the Electra show, and you can turn on those things like when you get attacked, and I put my email in it, which works fine. It's really nice actually, and you get notified with the emails when your coins you're holding starts a raid to join the raid, but also you get attacked. If you scroll down, you will be able to also see when you lose a raid, everything is there. Only thing I'm missing on this concept is not the mails or the notification, but the change on the pump page of the coins. Like the raid should change colors, or the whole page should change when there's some different activity. Because now when I was trying to see if I need to join a raid, I was missing because there's nothing different on the colors on anything, not on the profile page, but also not on the pump page itself. I think there should be a real small difference when things change, when there's a rate active, that it also shows other than just the tabs outgoing and incoming rates, which is the place you can see rates, but you need to just watch those tabs at the moment. Yeah.
I'm running into a caching issue here where the coins created are only the coins created from one of the wallets that I'm swapping between. And like Wales said, not a lot of people necessarily are hopping between wallets. This is sort of a way for me to like dive into the app as much as possible. And I've created all of these except Meow, and no matter what wallet I'm viewing, the coins created are just this one that I did when we started this live stream. So just this.
So there is a raid happening on which coin at the moment? I don't understand which coin.
I initiated a raid from Mock Meme on my other coin, Halp.
So can I switch screens? I wanna share something.
I think, generally, and it's of paramount importance how data is fetched. That needs to be improved for the whole user experience, whether it's cached or not. But since this application requires quick change, it requires changing between the coins and this and that, and entering, exiting the trading screens. That information, has to be updated quickly and fetching the coins and the fighters. So yeah, I think that's
So in the screen we're looking now, does this color here, does it indicate that there is a raid happening as we speak? Or is asking me, is it prompting me to raid that coin?
No, I think that coin is in a raid with another coin.
And I'm holding this coin, and the only indication I get is this little change of color in my portfolio. I think the whole screen should be flashing if someone is raiding me.
Definitely, maybe it's saying, in a raid or something to indicate that this one is
something makes sense because it's
under attack. Yeah.
MemeRoyale, it's like battle arena theme, so you are under attack, like when that's occurring.
And why can't I pump my coin? I have 11 sol here. I'm clicking, but this is grayed out.
You gotta refresh. It looks like the metadata isn't displaying it right.
You are right. So let's do 3 sol.
I also think it ends too quickly. Like I think sometimes I think that the amount that you need to pump it changes based on what the market caps are. But if you pump it too much too quickly, as we do when we're testing, it just ends like instantly. The pump-o-meter is cool, but there's no numbers. There's no numbers associated with it, so it can be a little bit confusing.
I'm realizing the exciting dynamic here because two communities that are going to try to defend their token are going to launch the market cap up by pumping it, and one of them will still lose no matter what, and the other one will get way more than they would have when the raid was initiated. So this is incredibly bullish as far as game theory is concerned.
Another thing that's not clear to me from yes, the pump-o-meter is pretty cool. Again, I'm not sure if it shows towards the direction of the winning coin or what exactly it measures. Like, is this needle showing the winner, or it's a needle for the liquidity committed for the raid? Like, I don't really understand what. I like it visually.
I'm pretty sure the meter represents basically like how TWAP is representative of the price change during the raid or during a few target proposal. This is like price change relative from the beginning of the raid. So whoever's got a higher percentage will have the meter pointing towards them, And
okay, so the meter is pointing towards the winner. That's not clear to me because it's called pump-o-meter, and I have some kind of mileage where it shows, on the left it's 0, on the right is max.
You
That's
want to
how I
get
have it in my
pump,
mind.
like
So it is confusing. I need some more explanation.
achieving max pump towards your token kind of seems intuitive when I look at the UI, because it's like a fuel gauge and it's not like full or empty, it's left or right towards whichever token you're pulling for. So to me, you would just, like, after you make any purchase, you'll see the pump meter move in the direction of the token that you purchased on. So it's like, cool, I want to keep it going that direction. You know, you want to get the pump meter pointed
again, the fact that we're discussing this shows me that there is
it may not be
there is some issue here.
okay.
Another thing that I do not understand at all in the raids, and Henry touched on it, which is the ending time and the duration of the raid. I don't understand. Does the raid end if someone hits the cap? If someone hits 160, does the raid automatically end? What if both reach 160? And what if nobody reaches 160 Solana, but one clearly pumps more than the other? When that distance is covered, the moment the price pumps to a certain spot, does the raid end automatically, or the timer continues until, in order to give a chance to the other side to reply with pumps?
In my perception of it, the milestone of reaching the 420K market cap to get sent to market is a completely different thing from the rating. And so the rating can occur in order to achieve that market cap, but you won't necessarily reach it in a raid.
But
so
if you reach it, does it stop?
I mean, it stops allowing trading when you reach 420K, we found out.
So the raid stops.
I mean,
is there any other way for the raid to stop before it reaches 0 in the timer?
I see what you mean. I mean, if all trading halts, you can neither pump nor dump either side of the raid. So I would say that the raid is halted by default of the token being untradeable.
And because, you know, like I can have a malicious plan where I can be at 159 Sol market cap and raid the coin, and with one just little push, I graduate. And if I win the raid, I eat the other coin's liquidity or market cap. Which means, can I gain this? Can I go raid someone at 159 Sol and just trick him at eating his market cap?
Can I ask you? Can I answer your question?
Oh, hello, Mr. Dev. Yes, thank you.
Hey guys, this is very interesting. Thank you for the feedback. So, if one or either of the tokens pushes through the graduation price, they just keep on going until the raid ends. What's different is that it changes from our bonding curve into a constant product bonding curve, which essentially simulates the same type of price mechanics that it would see in Meteora, which is the DEX that we use to launch. And so it has even more sort of like pumping dynamics, but we do so because technically both tokens can overshoot, but we still want to force a winner to happen under the same type of rules.
I see. Makes sense. Are the two bonding curves like the same? Do you like? I mean, do they have the same steepness? Do they continue? One continues the other.
Correct. Every coin launched on MemeRoyale has the exact same supply and bonding curve. The bonding curve of MemeRoyale ends at 420,000 market cap, after which we simulate a constant product, essentially curve, kind of like Uniswap V2. And then it's a little bit more steep at that point because there's a big supply of SOL and a little supply of the token that we're trying to buy, right? And so like the steepness of this curve will kind of benefit your token if it hits the graduation price during a raid first. But if they both reach it at a similar point, it's just kind of like a unbounded pump fest until one of them like doesn't have enough liquidity to keep on pumping it.
Okay, makes sense. Another thing that I just noticed, I had 6 minutes and 35 seconds here remaining. I refreshed and the raid had ended. I have no clue what happened. Does
Yeah,
anybody
so I think it's because we're in a preview deploy here, and the sort of fetching from the database is happening in a sort of like deteriorated state, or like less bandwidth than the production deployment. And so sometimes you have to refresh for the data to fully fetch, unfortunately, for this deployment.
I see, it's clear now. Let me see now if the portfolio is going to work. Okay, it still says that we are under raiding conditions. I will convert this. I assume this is a loss. I was holding moon and halp 8 moon. So I am getting some halp, which is getting raided. So it shows that we're still being raided. And I'm holding halp because I was holding the previous one. Okay. So I assume
and
the
to
raid
also to confirm, I think the feedback on like what are the requirements for raid ending are super valid, everything you guys said. But just to kind of like give you guys context, the raid ends if either the time ends or the pumpometer reaches kind of like 180 degrees on the pumpometer. So like if it reaches either side, it ends.
Interesting.
But what
Okay.
makes it reach 180 degrees?
Pumping.
How much? How much is too
Is
much
there a
pump?
percentage change that's required, or is there a difference in percentage between the two market caps required? Like if you achieve 150% while the other ones achieve 50, or vice versa. Is there anything? Are there metrics to it, or is it just like when does 180 degrees occur?
Correct. There's metrics to it. It's actually a quite complex formula to normalize the amount that either token has to pump depending on the initial market cap of each other. So it's quote unquote fair. We experimented with putting lines on the chart of like pump until here. But so kind of like what you mentioned, one of the variables is actually the difference between the market caps of both tokens. And so if both tokens are pumping, technically the hurdle that you have to cross to win keeps on getting higher. So the correct analogy here is like a tug of war. So you only really start winning when the proportional inflow of liquidity of your token starts being greater than that of the other one.
I see. Okay. That's it makes sense now that you're explaining it, but we needed context to
100%.
understand.
Yeah, I think it's very, very clear from this experience that we just need to put some more information there.
Yeah, the feedback loop. There's not a very strong feedback loop on like I'm taking actions and I'm not clear why it's moving or not moving. Feedback.
Yeah, moving the needle through your action should be clear. Like, okay, I did this and the needle moved that much. Let me see if I 10x my first move. Will the needle 10x its movement? Like that kind of actions connection between those actions, I think is very very important for the user.
Totally agree. Awesome.
Guys, please, the floor is yours. We've crossed the 1 hour mark. We just crossed the 1 hour mark, 1 hour and 4 minutes to be honest, like to be exact. Please, any remarks, anything you want to talk to say about the platform? We are the first to experience that. This is going to change for sure for the better, and we're going to soon be playing on mainnet. So the floor is yours.
I would like to start from the last part. That the pumpometer, I agree with Chris. It will be maybe better if you put something like a chest to represent the market cap, and it just pulls to one side, also with a meter, like on a line. Maybe it because it pulls to the side of the coin. That's a small thing. Then that on the trades part already. Baba gave feedback, but maybe you could also change the transaction ID part with the wallet's pub keys, and it still goes to the transactions. That would help, I think. And what I missed today when I was playing around creating coins and looking at it, maybe just make it easier. When you see the wallets, you just see the shortened public wallets. You cannot copy them or do anything with them. But it would be nice if the wallets could be copied, maybe even for airdrops, like to some community from the other community, just to rug their clients, maybe with small amount of coins that you can send from yourself. Just was thinking about that as well. Overall, it's a really nice platform. I'm excited. My honest opinion, I'm not sure if it will be ready for Friday. I would like to hear what you guys have to say, because today it was really nice to experience all, but we are really few people testing it. So is it going to be live? Can you confirm that on Friday?
No, unfortunately, it won't be live on Friday. We have pushed back our timeline a bit, both because of American holidays, but also because we have some quite exciting things on the launch plans that we're trying to line up. And the deploy that you guys were on today is kind of like the most stable version that we have, but a lot of the issues that you guys addressed on, especially the token trading page and the rating and the portfolio page, have been addressed. It's just I couldn't cherry pick individual sections for this deploy. So the UI is a little bit more advanced from what you guys see it here, although a lot of the feedback that you guys gave will be very useful and will be applied for the real version. Launch TBD, but by probably next week, maybe we start being public about a certain date.
Amazing. I look forward to it. The community looks forward to it, and we look forward to doing another session like that. At least I am. I really like what I'm seeing. I really like this style of honest feedback on the spot, not much filtering. If you don't like something, if you don't understand something, it just shows. It shows that, hey, look, some people are not going to understand. You might have something in mind, but look, we just jumped in on it. No education, nothing. First time we're seeing it, and we had some wrong impressions on certain parts of the UI. So I think there's a lot to gain from this style of sessions. What do you think, guys?
100%. And I just want to thank you guys for taking the time of your Wednesday afternoon to do so. You guys are really the best, and hopefully the platform really improves because of it. So I appreciate your time, guys.
No, we're really excited to get our hands on the mainnet version of this. This is really badass. It's been fun to play with. I texted the guys earlier. I was like, I don't know about you guys, but my heart is actually pounding, even though it's on DevNet. It's like very exciting. So very, very big up from a game theory standpoint. Truly exciting.
Legend, Guru, Scientist, Baba, Henry.
I have a small
else?
question in between, if I can. Just
Please
when
go ahead,
you were
Chris.
showing, someone starts a proposal for staking, and he may start with a small amount or a greater amount that fills almost immediately. So last raid you joined, Chris, you missed it, but you skipped that screen, because if you go to rate on the liquid stake juice, for example, you will get another option. No. Oh, it's also a pest. You missed that as well. So what I'm meaning, my question is, what are the benefits of staking your coins on the proposal to start the raid. Like, I didn't understand that part completely yet. What are the benefits for the users to join the raid other than pumping it on the battle itself?
Yeah, this is a great question that has actually been addressed in the redesigned proposal flow. But the general logic towards proposing is that if you win a raid, so if you stake tokens and you win a raid, you end up winning extra tokens as a reward for taking the risk. And then if you stake tokens and you lose a raid, then you are penalized by getting less exchange tokens than everybody else.
I see. Thanks.
Good question.
One thing I should just add quickly is since this is a trading platform, I think a lot of information can be found under trades. Well, it would be nice to have like even a short, text form of, wallets that are interacting, because I know potentially there are going to be lots of bots connecting to your platform just to like snipe tokens as quickly as possible. So being able to know the wallets that are interacting can somewhat prepare traders beforehand on actions to take. Either you want to buy more, or maybe there are certain wallets you see interacting with tokens, and you can feel like that's alpha to you. This is a good buy, this is a good point to ape. And also I do not see, although I don't know if it's already been mentioned, but I do not see the wallets that are making these trades under the trade section.
Yeah, this is a great point. Thanks for the feedback. I think it's very valid, and people do actually think that way. So we'll definitely implement that.
All right, I think that's it. I think we can close it somewhere here. I think it was a very productive session. Baba, you want to say something?
A closing comment, if you give me the honor to do so. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
So just overall, really fun platform, with tweaks here and there, and that I think the closed feedback loop improving, really cool. And and it's the right amount of simple for what it's trying to do. So just adding that extra information in a way, in a low-key way that users can see, but it doesn't block the overall picture, I think is a key here. But other than that, and I know it's what Legend said, the first comment he said, people don't read. They don't. So maybe if some of these processes, once the UI is also updated, could be made into very short videos, either in your docs, either in your landing page somewhere, for showing these key processes, it might go a long way, because someone can come, in the first page that you had 1, 2, 3, watch those 1, 2, 3 30-second videos or so, and understand basically, the core functionality. And then from there, I guess it's exploring the platform and learning the rest. But, overall really fun, and, enjoyed doing this with the crew.
All right. Thank you, MemeRoyale Dev. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I hope we do this again on the next iteration of the UI, but also when it's live, and we do it live, and we hit some communities, and we're low in the bonding curve, and we all eventually make it. Again, thank you so much, and I will see you again tomorrow. We're doing Lulo tomorrow, so study it and play around, submit your feedback, and we're going to be live again tomorrow, same time. Thank you all.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Take care, everyone.
See you.
Thanks again.
See you all.
Okay, we